All right guys, what is up? Welcome back to the channel. Today we are taking care of our floors. So as you guys can see behind me here, we've got just our regular concrete, obviously where they poured the slab. So what we plan on doing, or what we are doing today, is we're gonna be putting down a tinted sealer. Now this comes from Direct Colors. So the cool thing about this tinted sealer is it's kind of like a double, 2-for-1 type deal. You get a little bit of color. What we went with is like charcoal gray, but you get a little bit of color from the sealer, but then you also get the added benefit of having the sealer. So cool thing about why you would want to seal concrete, especially if you're gonna do that for flooring in a home. If you drop a drink, make a mess, spill anything on it, concrete is super porous. So if you can put something like a sealer that's gonna cover those pores, or basically seal the surface, then of course if you drop a drink, make a mess, whatever, in theory, I don't know, I've never sealed concrete, but in theory, you should be able to just wipe it right up and carry on about your day. Right now, if you spilt something on this floor, it would be wet, or at least have a wet spot for quite a long time. And if you drop anything that can stain it, then of course you just stained your floor. So our drywall guys, they did an amazing job on the drywall. Everything was good on that, but they used a diesel heater to heat the home because we didn't have heat. They're doing the drywall. It got me a nice little diesel stain. But yeah, the drywall guys, it left me a nice little diesel stain. Purple Power won't take it out. Used Dawn, just cannot get the stain to lift. It is like smooth. I mean, like there's no oily finish or no grit or anything like that. But it's just changed the color of the concrete. I'm hoping that maybe that tinted sealer will cover this up. Probably not. It'd probably just make it darker or lighter wherever you put the sealer. But I mean, it's just part of construction. I mean, that's the only spot out of the whole floor is right there. So, I mean, if we can take care of that, or if we can live with that, worst case scenario, we can always come back in here and put flooring down, which is the original plan anyway. We just want to try and get by, save a little bit of money, and just use the concrete as flooring for now. But I'll walk you guys over here and I'll kind of show you the first step. So I am rolling this on. You can spray it, but I'll show you guys what I got here. So this is Aqua Tint. So it's a tinted acrylic sealer. This is the charcoal. So that's just kind of like, the pictures there kind of showing you what it should look like. I think we're going more for like something like this, which I think should look pretty good. So it's gonna have 2 coats of this sealer. I've just got an 18-inch purdy roller and purdy tray. I'm gonna dump this in and just roll it on. They do say if you're rolling it not to put any pressure on the roller, just kind of push this stuff around, which I think, I haven't used it yet, but it is very thin. So I think that should be no problem. But that's basically what we're looking like. I'm gonna start in the closets, both rooms, or I'm gonna start in the closet, do the whole room up to the doorway. Same thing, start in the closet, do the whole room up to the doorway, do this bathroom, then do this hallway. I'm gonna come down here, do this hallway, these 3 rooms attached. Come over here, do the master closet, master bathroom, master room itself out to the doorway. Start at the front of the kitchen. I'm gonna work my way back to my front door. You guys can see through the door here. I got my little shoes parked out there. So as soon as I get done, I can move my roller, my tray, move all that out on the porch, put my shoes on and carry on about my day. But they did a really good job cleaning the floors. The floor cleaning cost us $2,500. Yes, that is quite a lot. The ram board would have been cheaper. It was only $600 or $700 to put ram board down on all this. Next house, it's gonna have a ram board. But hopefully, I'm not gonna build another house for myself anytime soon. I do plan on building a couple of houses and possibly selling them, or just building them just to, do. It is kind of a fun little hobby, and it's cool to create something. But like I said, I was just kind of giving you guys a walkthrough. Man, favorite thing, back porch. Check out the cows. So, but other than that, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and get started on these floors, and I'll pick you back up, and then we can kind of see what they look like. So. See you in just a second. So I've just got done rolling the first room. I have no idea how this stuff is supposed to look. I've never done this before. I'm just kind of winging it. And so that's what it looks like so far. I'll try and get you guys a little bit further in the room there, give you a little look around. So the only thing I'm kind of troubled with at the moment is you can see this stuff can be sprayed or rolled. You can see my roller lines. But I've kind of noticed as like you really see it bad when I first started in the closet. But I've noticed that as it dries, it seems like the color kind of soaks in, I guess, a little better, and it kind of takes that away. So I'm sure you guys could probably see them, obviously, when I showed you the room, but it just, I don't know. It is getting 2 coats, so hopefully the second coat should help clear that up. But so obviously this is the floors before, and then give me a second here, fellas. And then this is the floor after. So we got a good before and a good after. So quite a bit darker. But the cool thing, or what I really like about this, or why we decided to go with just doing the concrete floor, one, saves a ton of money. Flooring is normally the first thing to get cut, or the one thing that causes other things to get cut within a budget when building a home, because flooring is just expensive. I mean, there's no other way to say it or talk about it. Flooring is just high. If we want to do flooring in here, we're probably looking at $20,000 to $30,000 to do the flooring that we would like to put in. Now, obviously, can we get away cheaper than that? For sure, all day. But this is a good alternative for the time being. Concrete's natural, it's a natural substance, so you're gonna have some imperfections, you're gonna have some light spots, some dark spots, especially with the sealer. But, I mean, at the end of the day, it doesn't bother me. It doesn't bother my wife, it doesn't bother me. I still think it looked really cool. I really like that vibe, I guess you could say. More of a rustic, just natural finish on the floor. I think it'll make it look really nice, and the sealer is going to really help make it easy to clean. So other than that, guys, I'm going to go ahead and knock out a couple more rooms, and I'll pick you back up and we'll see what they look like. Alrighty, everybody, as you can see behind me, I got a little bit of the hallway done. I got the master done. Of course, these 2 rooms, this is the bathroom, and then both bedrooms on each side, they're done. Let me spin you guys around real quick. All right, so as you can see here, guys, these are the first 2 rooms. So these are the bedrooms. First room I did, it turned out pretty good. Second room turned out good, but it's a little bit light under that window. But basically, I don't think the roller is the right tool. Now it says you can roll them, and everybody, you know, I've watched several videos of people putting them down under the roller. The only aggravation or only complaint that I have is you can see the roller lines, like on the edges of the roller where, you know, material starts to gather, and it leaves dark tracks. So I'm trying to clean my roller off as much as possible and keep it from soaking all up. But the problem is, like, even if you, like, right over here in this corner, that's where I set the jug down, and it had a little bit on the bottom of the jug. And you see how much darker that is than the rest. But I think on the second application, I think I'm going to spray it. And then I'm going to spray down my walls and stuff. You see with the roller, I can't get very close. So I think a sprayer is going to be the way to go, like a little pump up sprayer. It does say to remove the filter, that way you get maximum flow. But like I say, the master, it turned out pretty decent. But I do have one complaint with this product so far. I don't know if it's something I did or if it's the product, or couldn't tell you what it is. But this has been the most aggravating room, mainly because of these. The floor looked just like this, completely clean. And this is flat. I don't want to touch this because I've sealed over it, but this is flat. It doesn't raise up out of the concrete or anything. It can't be scraped off. Like, it's not, I don't know if it's something in it that, like, a chemical wise, that's reacting with the sealer or what, but there's literally nothing here, no spots. I rolled it on, and then the spots just popped up. Like, as soon as I rolled the roller over them, it's just like the stain or the sealer just would not go here. And I think what it is the drywall mud, possibly in the pores, just a lot deeper where you really can't see it from the top. Or maybe it's deeper in the concrete in this area for some reason. But I mean, you guys can see right there, like, that's a dark, that's a light. I could go back over that 3 times and it would still be dark and light. That's the only thing I'm kind of having trouble with, but never fail, guys. I'm gonna get it figured out. My wife is in Mississippi for work, okay? She's gone all week, you know, so I'm just here messing up the floors, but we gotta have it fixed by the time she gets back, so maybe she won't watch this video before she gets back. But if you guys want to see everything else, give me about 2 seconds and I'll pop you guys up to when I'm all done. This is what that concrete sealer or tinted sealer that I put down looks like. So as you guys can see, this area is really light. This area is more dark. Let me get this light on for you guys here. All right, so obviously, like I talked about when I was talking about the video, you can see everywhere where the roller tracks are. Obviously, this is where I stopped, but a lot of times I would still smooth this out. It's just where it's the end of the track. When you're pushing with a roller, I mean, you're just gonna get a little bit heavier application, you know, just where you push, you know, even though I really wasn't putting hardly any pressure. So rolling it gives it kind of just almost splotchy appearance. So I just went to Harbor Freight, you know, the man's store. Went there, got me a sprayer. On our second coat, we're gonna spray it, and I'm hoping that'll take care of a lot of these light issues. So basically, what my thought is, so you guys can see, it's like right here. If you drop any of that sealer, see how dark it gets. So what I'm thinking is when I spray it, there's gonna be a lot more volume of product. So I think that will help with the light and the dark throughout the whole floor. If not, well, it's the floor that we're stuck with until I decide to put some flooring down. But other than that, the color, I was really worried about the color because it looked more brown to me. And you guys can see distress marks and wear marks and stuff in the concrete. So this isn't gonna hide any imperfections or, you know, cover anything up essentially. Like right here, I spilt a little bit of primer, and of course that's gonna show through, but vanity's going there, so not really a huge deal. But other than that, let's check out these other rooms. I did have some chemical reaction, or you know, some kind of reaction. Don't know where light switches are, but this is how the half bath turned out. And then of course, this is gonna be the utility room. So utility room, again, same as, you know, throughout the whole home, is it basically, you can see everywhere I've went with the roller, and I'm not really just a huge fan of that. So what I think I'm gonna do is spray it and then pick you guys back up. Obviously the sprayer is very simple. Basically, you just wanna make sure you shake the product good, you put it in the sprayer, and biggest thing with the sprayer is being really careful with how you start and stop. Because again, if you put too much of this product down in one spot, it's gonna leave the dark and light spots like what we've got now. So I'm gonna get started on spraying this, and I'll pick you guys back up. We'll kind of see if this fixes the problem. May make it worse, but at this point, I'm just kind of shooting in the dark. I've never done a floor sealer, I've never really had concrete floors, but hey, what better time to try than in a $250,000 house, right? That's the way I look at it. But anyway, guys, let me get done with that, and I'll pick you back up, and we'll see. I'm gonna do the 2 bedrooms first, kind of like I did at the beginning of the video. I'll do the first 2 bedrooms, and then we'll check it out and see what it looks like. Alrighty, people. I feel like I've either made a grave mistake or I figured out how the stain and stuff's supposed to work. I don't know if that's what it's supposed to look like or not, but, oh, obviously, this is a new sprayer. This isn't the Harbor Freight one. The Harbor Freight one, I was in the closet and it exploded. It shot everything up through the plunger. I think the sealer was too thick for it. I don't know. Said it was ready for sealer. It was not. So now, we got the old round up. I've used maybe like half a gallon, if that, just for this little spot. I probably use, if I had to guess, probably like a whole little sprayer, probably for the rest of this room, probably the rest of that room, maybe the bathroom, and I might get like a quarter of this room done. But so obviously I had to go get a new sprayer, and town's about 30 minutes from me, or the nearest town that had that. So as you guys can see, that is the original, you know, kind of mess that I made when the sprayer blew up. That almost looks black. So I'm really nervous that this is gonna be really dark, but you never know, live and learn, I guess. But right now the floors look pretty good, but I think they're about to be black. But I'm hoping what'll happen, it'll be probably like what went on here, is it goes on really kind of dark and it looks really rough. But then after it, you know, soaks into that concrete, give it 12, 15 hours to kind of sit and cure, I think we'll be okay. But I think the floors are about to be a lot darker, and I will love that because I love the contrast of like the really dark floors with the really white walls, or, you know, in this room gray. But yeah, I just wanted to kind of stop, get you guys progress. I did not pick up the video camera after the Harbor Freight incident because I would have said some not so YouTube friendly words, and I didn't want you guys to hear that. But if Harbor Freight ever decides they want to sponsor me, I might think about it. I'm gonna think long and hard, because that sprayer really, it put me in a mood. But now that everything's going good, we're all good to go now. Again, I have no idea how this is gonna turn out. I am not by any means telling you guys, this is how you stain floors, or this is how you seal them. I have no idea. We just all in here together. We're gonna try and figure it out. So, but yeah, I'll get this done, and tomorrow I'll give you guys an update. I'm sure. All right, everybody. So it is the next day after I just got done sealing the floors. So the verdict is, I probably should have hired somebody to do this, but you know, I didn't. So I'll turn you guys around. I'm sure somebody's gonna be like, oh, it looks great. You did great for not knowing anything about what you're doing. I don't hate it. I don't really love it, but I don't hate it. So I'll just give you guys kind of a quick walk around and then we'll close out this video. I know this was getting kind of long. So after seeing the floors and doing some more research and kind of just talking with some people around the area, I don't know about the polish. And one big thing with the polish is completely my fault. Nothing against Direct Colors. If this doesn't look good, again, nothing against Direct Colors. Their products, they seem to work great if you know what you're doing with them. I don't. Obviously, whatever. Either way, Direct Colors, great products. Tinted sealer, like I said, it was easy to work with. I just had a lot of trouble just because I don't know what I'm doing. But still, with the polish, my fault is I left it in my shop. And if you guys don't know, I live in Tennessee. So we've been getting some colder weather, you know, down in the teens at night or, you know, 20s, 30s, however it may be. You're not supposed to let that polish freeze. So the floors they're livable. I can put up with them. So with that, I don't want to take a chance of using that polish after it has gotten cold and potentially froze and potentially ruining the floors or ruining the longevity or how well that polish looks. But all that out of the way, I want to turn you guys around and let's check out these floors. All right, so this is gonna be the living room and the kitchen. So the living room, you see all this right here, my fault. I ran out. I have a path right here to here. I was making my way out. Finished up right there, and you can see this is when so I don't know if that Direct Colors, I don't know if something happens when it gets with the oxygen or if it just when it gets low. It may have got too cold because I had it out on the porch because I didn't want it sitting nowhere and creating stains. So it could have been a combination of things, but for some reason it gets darker towards the bottom of the sprayer. And so I ran out about right there at the end of that. So what I did, I panicked. I was like, oh gosh, I'm out. I don't want just a square of an odd color. I still got it, but at least it kind of fits in. It blends in a little bit more. Not very good, but at least it's all relatively the same. So what I can do is I can get a sampler kit or just order another jug, and I can kind of blend this in a little bit more. Some of this could use another coat. It's kind of speckly, especially right there in here, and that's because I was trying to make it last. I saw that I was getting low. So this room turned out okay. Basically, I just grabbed a roller and started spreading that to try and get as much out as possible. But these other rooms turned out a lot better than that room. That sucks because that's one room I wanted to turn out good, but it is what it is. So this is one of the front bedrooms. Closet's super dark because I actually went over it twice because that's where the first sprayer blew up. And so I had to get a new one, go over that. So it's a little bit darker. This bathroom actually turned out halfway decent, which I was surprised about. It actually probably is one of the better rooms in the whole house. This room turned out really good as well. Sorry guys, I know I'm blinding the camera every time I turn the lights on, but for some reason the closet is darker on that one too. I didn't do anything different. But it's just how it goes. You know, concrete's a natural substance. I mean, you're going to have different variations. Some spots are going to soak up the stain and the sealer more than others. But again, of course, we're in the kitchen. The hallway actually turned out awesome. I wish the whole floor could be like the hallway. It looks great. But that turned out awesome. If the whole floor looked like that, I would be so happy. But I just don't have the time, money, or experience to make it do that. So I'm sure somebody on here can tell me what I'm doing wrong, but at this point, it's probably too late. I'm not going to pay to have this resanded, and I'm not putting flooring down yet, but at some point I might. So, and I don't paint my nails. That's just a sealer. But again, that's going to be the office, and then we'll check out the utility room. Something weird happened in the utility room. I was talking with you guys about how it gets dark. So you can see right through here, this is where I started getting low on my sprayer. So I got low in here and I went and refilled my sprayer and started spraying. So from here out to the hallway. So this is a lot darker. Again, this is all sprayed at the same time, same thickness, same amount of product put down. This looks like it's hardly even been touched, where this looks almost twice as dark as anywhere in the home. So I don't know what the deal with that is. And I know somebody's gonna say something about me getting it all over the walls. It's where the trim goes. You got 5 1/4 inch all the way down, so I wasn't worried about getting on the walls. I did get it on my door though. I was a little worried about that. I think it'll come off. But again, hallway turned out great. Of course, the master and everything looks just like this hallway does, a little bit darker. It's a half bath. I'll stop and show you guys real quick. But again, it turned out okay. I can live with it. Pantries, every little corner, I don't know if it's just how I sprayed, like just smaller areas. It seems like they just got more coverage per se, or maybe I was just closer because I was trying to keep it from getting on the walls. I did get a little bit wild in the pantry here, and it kind of splattered up a little bit more than what I planned on. But you got 5 1/4 inches, so it'd probably come up about right there. So I might have to take me a little baby roller and just roll right over top of that, touch up. No big deal. The master doesn't have lights, so I can't really show you guys that. It's got the master bath has a light. It looks kind of funky in here too, because same thing happened like within the utility room. God, I can't even find the lights in my own house. All right, but so like this little area right here, but it's not all bad. The vanity, we got a big double vanity. It's gonna come across right here. So it shouldn't look as bad, and it kind of ties in with this tile. I don't know why this area looks almost milky. I don't know if it's not wet. And when I touch it, it doesn't leave a fingerprint, doesn't feel any different than the other concrete. It just has more of a milky tone to it. Again, this is not a review for Direct Colors, because I do not know how to use this product. I've never sealed a concrete floor. I'm sure somebody's gonna comment like, well, why'd you do this in your house? Because I'll tell you right now, we're on a budget, baby. And I can't afford to hire nobody to do it, so I did it myself. Did it turn out great? It's okay. But am I happy with it? Can I live with it? Absolutely. Did I save probably $5,000 to $6,000 doing this myself? Yes. For $5,000 or $6,000, I can live with this. So obviously that's always a choice that you guys are gonna have to make. If you're following along, building your own home or plan on building your own home, that's a choice you're gonna have to make. It's a choice we made. I can live with it. My wife's in Mississippi. She has no idea what this looks like yet, really, other than just like kind of me sending her some pictures. She's probably gonna hate it, but we're stuck with it. So that's what we got. But other than that, guys, if you have any questions, make sure to leave them down below. Make sure to click that subscribe button. Make sure to click that like button so you can follow along with the build. We are almost done. After this, we're gonna start setting toilets, putting up doors, doing our trim. And then after that, I gotta get my electricians back out here to get everything ready for the final. I gotta get my HVAC guy back out here to put my vents in. And after that, I think we're shooting for a certificate of occupancy. So if you guys don't know, after you build a home, you have to get everything approved, passed off by the state or by the county or whoever deals with your certificate of occupancy in your state, county, region, whatever. But they have to deal with that. So, but I just got to get everything done, obviously, before they can come do that. They will do appraisals and stuff before it's trimmed and stuff like that. But I'm just going to wait and get all that set and scheduled as soon as the house is done. The trim, I'm hoping I can knock out in about a day. My wife's brother is going to come help do that, so huge shout out to them. And then also, as far as the doors, I'm shooting for a day on putting doors in. I think I've got about 9 doors. My wife has this ambition to build pantry doors and a master bath door, but I think that'll come later because we don't have to have it right now. But, you know, we'll see how that goes. But other than that, guys, there's really not just a whole lot left, and I'll be moved in here. Can't wait, so excited. I've lived with my parents for a year. That is terrible, but huge, love it. Very appreciative of it. It's just ready to have our own space, ready to do our own thing. And it's finally coming, to a reality. And then we can finally get started on the shop. And that's where I'm going to have a ton of videos and a ton of content showing how I set my shop up, how I organize my toolbox, all that cool stuff. But again, guys, make sure to click that subscribe button, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.